I grew up in the church, and when the doors were open, we were there. I was baptized at an early age, but I think that there was not much behind it other than just that's what my friends were doing, and I went along with it. Moved forward to college and went off to school, and I really believe that, you know, in those moments of being away from my foundation, of my family and my church, you know, I started to make decisions for me. In the fall of 2012 and into the Christmas season, there were some events in my life that really started to just I really was losing a grasp of what was going on. My marriage was certainly rocky at this point. Then my grandfather passed away, and this was a tough one for me, for sure. And I just remember at that point having a conversation with my brother and just telling him that, you know, I really think I'm at a point where I need to get back into church. That next Sunday was the first time that I attended Vintage, and the first time that I had attended church in quite some time. At one point in that message, Rob was speaking, and he looked in my direction, and I know he did not know I was there. He said that if you think that you can fix a failed marriage on your own, you're wrong. And that was a breaking point for me. Shortly after, my wife at the time moved out. I was still staying committed to regularly attending gatherings, and I was perfectly content staying on the fringe. Rob and Brick challenged me to join a V group. I was very hesitant at first, but once I got in, it was really a very pivotal point in my life. One night in V group, we were studying in Ezekiel, where we're talking about you know, being given a new heart, and that God's Spirit will be put in you. And after that night, I reached out to my dad. I called him and just was asking, you know, questions about his salvation experience. And I just asked him if he knew the specific night, and he said yes. And I told him, well, I do too. And it was that night. You know, I thought back to my childhood. I'd been baptized already, and my brother just made a comment, and he said, you've got to get your baptism on the right side of your salvation. It was still just a very difficult thing for me to submit to. So I would say that I mourned the end of my first marriage for about 7 months. And at that point, I decided that I was gonna, I guess, move on. I vividly remember praying and just saying, Lord, I don't know what my life is gonna look like now, but whoever you put in my life, however it looks, I'm gonna consider it a blessing. Shortly after that prayer, Amanda and I reconnected. We had known each other in college, and in March of 2014, we went on our first date, and we were married a year after that. I'm at a point in my life now where I'm just trying to continue to grow spiritually, and part of that is taking on leadership roles within Vintage, being an active member with our vision team, and currently being a leader of a V group. Just being able to reflect back on my life through my stubbornness and selfishness and just the difficult challenges in my life, God never stopped pursuing me through all of that. And I can tell you that God loves you, and He's pursuing you no matter where you are in your life.